Hi everyone, welcome back to part 6 of TemTem. Last episode we went ahead and defeated the dojo master Sophia, which was pretty cool. Definitely one of the toughest battles I have had till date in this game. In this episode I'll be going ahead and exploring Deniz itself. I believe the next place that we are supposed to visit is in a new area, but once we do travel over there, I think I'll be kind of caught up with the storyline. So before I do go to the new area, I'm just gonna go ahead and explore Deniz. Make sure that we complete all of the quests that we can complete within the items that we have right now, and maybe then come back on a later stage. The one good thing is that we have got a new item, which is surfboard, and it actually lets me go ahead and surf around the water areas. In fact, I actually did that and was able to catch two new TemTems right here. One is Umeshi and the other one is Nesla, which I believe we have seen before. You'll be able to catch it in this small pond area right here. This is actually halfway through the pathway between Brical Damar and Arisola. As for what I'll be exploring today, it is gonna be mostly all of these water regions which are now accessible to us. We have a couple of them right next to Brical Damar, as well as a huge river. We also have waterways about right next to Winford Fort. As you can see, the whole map is kind of shrouded, but I believe we'll be able to unlock it once we go over there. Now this is the small part of a river that is in Gifted Bridges pathway. You'll be able to see this one the first time you go through this route, and I decided to go ahead and go through it. There are a couple of items that you can only find here, but of course we don't really have any new TemTems, so you don't really have to worry about that. You can definitely go ahead and use Ascent to cover up as many encounters as possible. We although do have at least 2 tamers in this route, so you'll definitely get some extra additional experience before you make your way to the storyline. As for the storyline itself, this is where the point where it actually starts, sending you around Deniz for 3 to 4 times. I believe I had to go through Deniz at least twice before I got a chance to go through the airship to the new area. Although that's really fine. I really like exploring this game, so I was actually enjoying myself when I was going through today. Alright, I actually forgot to put up Ascent. Might have to do that after this. But let me go through the small area right now. Now there is a cave that actually opens up once you get the surfboard, and this cave is quite huge, and I believe you will be able to fully explore it right away. The reason I recommend exploring this cave is because you get a couple of new TemTems, but I think the most important part is that you get a bunch of really good items. Of course, you can come back on this in a later stage, but there is a point in the storyline where your items get taken away. If that happens, you'll not be able to come back and explore this until way later in the game itself. So I definitely recommend going ahead and exploring all of these areas, especially as soon as you get your items. That way you might not have to wait even more in the future. Here we have our second tamer, and we're able to defeat her as well. Pretty good. Unfortunately, my whole chick is still going down. This might be partially my fault, considering that I keep forgetting to heal it. But that's alright. These are the only 2 tamers we do find in this route. We also have the water area in Windward Fort itself. I believe that we saw it in the same level where Sophia was locked up. I'll make my way there after this. So here are the 2 items you'll be able to find. Pretty cool. That's all on this small route here. Let me make my way up to Windward Fort, and I'll see you all over there. Alright, here we are. This is the level that I was talking about. or the floor. In this case, I'm really not sure how to describe it, but we do have a couple of items and a kind of TC. That's pretty good. We also have another item here. Now there are two exits for this area, although both of them do come out to the same space of water, so either way it's pretty fine. But I'll actually go ahead and go through the exit that's in the west side. There are a couple of trainers over there, I believe Bel Soto trainers, who kind of lost their way, so definitely have to go ahead and defeat them. Exiting out from here, I wonder if the map will actually display it now that we are on this route itself. Let me quickly check that out. I guess not, but that's alright. I'm pretty fine with just navigating through this route without the map. After all, I've gone through this one before. I believe that this whole map will kind of open up once I do go to Brickell de Mar and start swimming from there. I believe that's when it gets unlocked. Either way, it seems that these trainers are a bit tougher. I mean, they do have TemTems that are around level 20, which is actually higher than most of the tamers in the fort itself. Sadly, Hot Chick once more went down. I really feel like that TemTem is really not getting a break. With so many electric type TemTems around me, I feel like I should just keep it aside for now. Either way, we are pretty good in levels. I mean, 26 to 27 level is pretty high for going to a second area. Although I must say we have some tough battles coming up, especially with our rival. If you remember, Max, our rival, was pretty good at battles. I mean, she did have a digital TemTem which was super powerful, and she was able to actually defeat us in the very first battle. I presume her battle will be a bit more difficult, but not as much as Sophia's was. Here are the next two tamers. It seems that they have definitely forgotten, or they have been forgotten in this case. I feel like nobody gave them a notice that they had to leave this area. Either way, they seem to have water TemTems, so it shouldn't be too difficult. I do have Saku up in front, and Genki can really do some good damage with DC Beam. I'm really hoping that Genki will learn a better electric type move other than chain linking, which I did actually remove. I mean, it was giving me more trouble than me actually being able to do some damage. This point, decided to go ahead and heal up my TemTems. I think it's easier that way. There we go, Genki is fully healed, and so is Saku. I believe Pahara can't really do too much damage, so I'm not too worried about it. I must say I'm definitely enjoying this game. If you did see me play through this game and if you really like it, I would definitely recommend you go ahead and buy this game. Of course, you do have to have Nintendo Online membership to play this game, but other than just buying it and having the membership, I think this one is really cool. Alright, we have another 2i. Even though 2i is considered to be super rare, I'm actually seeing it with a lot more tamers. So I'm really not sure if I should be believing what Professor has been saying. Either way, my 2i is still in the box. Hopefully I'll be able to actually use it at some point. Although I'm really not sure how I would actually add it to my team. I already have Saku, who is flying type. I believe it's called wind type in this game. And I don't really want any more of them. Here is a new TemTem that you'll be able to find in the water right next to the fort, I guess surrounding the fort itself. Now this new TemTem is actually called Koish, and I believe it has different typings based on the region that it catched in. For example, this Koish right here is actually only water type, But if you do find it in another region, you might end up seeing that it has part water and crystal typing or water and nature typing. I believe it also has a couple of other typings depending on the area where you catch in. So it is pretty versatile. Although I don't think I'll be using this one either. I'm just trying to catch it for the sake of the decks. Unfortunately, it seems that it's giving me a bit of a hard time. Ouch. I just lost 4 Tem cards just trying to catch it. Unfortunately, it is a bit lower in level and whoops, never mind, I accidentally took it down. That's alright, we'll be able to actually find this one in the water almost all over Deniz, so it isn't too difficult to find. I still have, I believe, 2 more battles, so I'm just gonna go ahead and heal up my TemTems before moving on. Here are the next 2. Ooh, it seems like one is a recruiter, which is not surprising. I guess that is how they recruit people to this group. And they do have a couple of powerful TemTems. I guess I definitely have to switch out at some point. So let me quickly do that right here. Definitely do not want Hochik going down. It's really not getting any experience from any of these battles. For Scrunch, I probably think I should have kept in Hochik, but I think my main focus was Banshee right here. Let me try and take it down in one hit. Unfortunately, it did avoid the move with awareness. That's pretty bad. But of course, at least I was able to take down Scrunch. That's one good thing. As for the next one, I'm definitely going to try and use DC Beam once more. We're able to take down Banshee. That's pretty good. Calabash is pretty strong, but I'll be able to defeat it with both of my moves being focused on it. There we go. That was pretty good. I also believe that Genki here is much closer to evolving. So it might happen anytime soon. It also seems that one of those 2 were actually archaeologists, which I am actually surprised to see. I mean, I understand having a recruiter, but not an archaeologist. Let me heal up my TemTems. And we do have to kind of look them in the eye for them to actually battle us. Here we have a pawn and a workman. Let's see how many TemTems they do have. Ooh, only 2 of them. Pretty good. Shouldn't be too difficult. I decided to go ahead and go against Leolai, but I'm a bit afraid that Hochik might go down. Ooh, yep, that was pretty close. Let me go ahead and switch out Hochik. I think it's better. I feel like it wouldn't survive the next turn. As for Leolai does go down. The other Genki shouldn't be too difficult to defeat, but I do have to be a bit careful. I actually thought it Turbo Calligraphy, which I really thought was a physical type move, but apparently it is not. I might have to go back and look into the moveset that Genki has right here. Either way, that's last of all the tamers in this region. Although I do have a couple of other tamers in a specific area, which I won't really be exploring. But the item that we did pick up right here, which is a cloak, it's actually super helpful. It's a experience charm kind of thing where you'll be able to level up your TemTems without it being involved in a battle. This is quite helpful for Hochik, so let me quickly go ahead and equip it. Ooh, it's called Coward's Cloak. Kind of fitting name. As for the umbrella, I'm just gonna give it to Genki. I feel like that is way better. The talisman, I think I'll not really equip it for now. By the way, if you are wondering what we are supposed to do after we defeat Sophia, we're actually supposed to go to the airship terminal that is in Arizona and talk to the captain over there. The captain will give us a bunch of tasks and we basically have to complete those tasks in order to go ahead and move on forward to a newer area. If you might know, I actually did not talk to the captain yet. I'm thinking I'll probably wait for another episode before I move on with the storyline. We have a bunch of new areas in Deniz that has opened up. I'm thinking exploring them first is better. Unfortunately, it seems that I'm having a lot of trouble keeping Hochik up in front and actually keeping it alive. That's alright. Here we have 2 more teamers. Although for some reason they're really not interested in battling us. Let me try talking to one and see if they do battle me right here. Alright, thankfully they did. Sometimes it does surprise me. Some of these tamers, they are actually optional, but they do have a couple of dialogues that are pretty interesting. Just like these 2 tamers right here, who actually mistake us to Ballisto tamers. I guess those team members who we just saw a couple of minutes ago. I'm really not sure what they're supposed to be called. I'm pretty sure they have a name. But for now, I think these 2 tamers are thinking that we are included in that team. I guess we have to just defeat them to let them know that we are not a part of that team. Alright, I don't think Genki is really gonna do much. Yep, it really didn't. But thankfully, Saku was able to take it down in one hit, which is surprising. Next up is Viplam, which is gonna go down as well. Decide to go ahead and revive Hochik at this point. I believe I wasted at least 5 revives in this episode just keeping Hochik alive. I don't think I will be doing that mistake again. The next time, probably I'll just let it be fated until it's really needed. I feel like I wasted a lot of money on it today. Either way, at least I'm able to give it a bunch more EXP just by keeping it up in battle right here. And the second Saku does go down as well. Pretty good. Tougher battle, but at least they were able to understand that we are not one of those people. Let's see what else they have to say. I believe they have requests for us. Let's see. And they want us to meet them in Lochburg, which is where they actually live. I'm really not sure where that place is because I've never really visited it before. Probably it's in an area which I had yet to explore, so I won't really be worrying about it right now. The main thing over here is this whole huge area right here, which is supposed to be kind of like a aquarium. Yep, it's called Sequins Aquarium and it's pretty long. In the upper deck, you'll be able to find a bunch of tamers whom you can actually go ahead and defeat just to get a bit more level. But in my case, I am not going to do that right now. Maybe in the future, I will come back here. Especially if I do catch a new TemTem to my team and if I want to really level it up, this might be the place for that. But here we are, Silaru River. This is the huge river that we have in Deniz. As you can see, it did unlock the other areas which we just explored. We don't really have anything over there right now, but I will be trying to explore as much as possible on this river itself. Either way, the first thing I wanted to talk about is the cave system that we have in Silaro River. I think I'll actually keep the cave system for another episode because it's so big and there are so many tamers inside it. I might just explore the river itself for now and go from there. Right here we have two different TemTems. Hopefully I'll be able to catch both of these as I do need them recorded. These are actually a lot of water TemTems. If you decided not to use Saipat at this point, or I believe Platypi, which is another one that we did see before, you can definitely go ahead and catch these TemTems. Some of these are super strong and you probably have seen their evolution form as well. Let me go ahead and catch Puki here as well. Thankfully, I do have enough Tem cards. I was really worried that I was running out of them. And there we go. We have got this one as well. There's definitely a couple more that I have to catch, but I will come back for them at a later stage. Right now, here we are. As you can see, this is the entrance. But I am not gonna go there. There are a couple more tamers in the river itself. I believe all of these tamers are going to be around level 15 to 20. Not too tough, but challenging enough to make a dent in my team. Especially considering that I only have 4 TemTems. I definitely have to go back and heal up all of these, as Pojik does go down for the 6th time in this episode. I feel really bad for that TemTem. I mean, I should have kind of healed them up, but I feel like my team has gone too far for me to really heal them up. Ooh, Spazi is pretty bad. Let me actually target it. I'll try using Martial Strike, although I'm really not sure how strong that move is. I also decided to go ahead and heal up Saku just in case I need its help. Ooh, that was pretty bad. It seems that Saipat is definitely being targeted at this point, so I at least need to take down one of these TemTems. Alright, the high pressure water was definitely pretty strong, but not enough. And Saipat might go down right here. Yep, it does go down for the poison. As for the other TemTems, I actually have Palazzo in my team, which I just got. This battle just suddenly became way too tough for me to actually deal with. In this case, I'm just gonna go ahead and revive one of my other team members and actually go for Boomerang. Boomerang is actually a new move that I believe we learned in the last episode. I really didn't get a chance to use it before this, but now I'm pretty happy about that. Alright, it seems that we are able to take down the Piggy Pig in a couple of turns. Let me go with Water Blade this turn. Unfortunately, Kilazu does go down here, but it does give me a safe switch. Never mind, I really don't need that either. Piggy Pig went down over there. Pretty good. I think it's time for me to go ahead and heal up my team members in Ricaldemar and go from there. Silaro River is pretty long, as you might have seen the map. It does hold a lot of different areas which have items as well as tamers. I believe there are a couple of side quests that we can actually complete now that we do have the surfboard. I might actually do that, but let me see where we actually go. I really don't have a goal for this episode other than exploring Deniz. Here we are on the small beach. Although, we are quite close to Bricaldemar. I think I'll go ahead and make my way over there, avoiding the other tamers. Ooh, we have a very special person here. Oceanographer. Right. I really thought it was gonna be another side quest, but apparently not. Either way, let me go ahead and make my way back and heal up my TemTems. Alright, I am back and I'm just looking at the map. I mean, till now we really didn't have that many areas that we could actually explore, but all of a sudden we have this huge river and other parts that have opened up. I also for some reason skipped out all of the side quests from Brical Damar. I believe I talked about just taking them up on a later stage, so I think this is the time for it. Our first side quest is helping this guy right here. Joseph has forgotten his locker number, apparently, which is pretty weird. But of course, I think the funniest part would be once we do get the locker number. For now, let's go ahead and go upstairs. We have another quest right here, who is actually from Dorka, who is the headmistress. She actually looks pretty young to be a headmistress, but alright, I believe her. As for her quest, we have to find 2 naughty kids who have run off. I might know their location, so let me go ahead and talk to them. Before making our way anywhere else, I have to go to the Temporium where we'll be able to find Joseph. He should be... Ooh, never mind. It's actually Mirai who has the, I believe, the locker code. I guess all we had to do was convince her, and there we go, we get that one. Let me make my way back to the school. I guess we could complete one of these quests before going on to the other one. Here we are, and he will be right next to the locker right here. Talking to him, his code was 1234. It is super hilarious. He could have just, guessed it himself. It was super easy, but for some reason he missed it. Either way, I'm going to this small area which is actually, I guess, not that accessible. After all, it is part of a pathway where we have to come from the top of the hill. So I'm just going to explore this lower region here before I go through the cave systems. Here we meet someone special who is called Carlos. We'll actually be working with him a lot in the future. So I definitely recommend keeping his name in the side. We also have kind of a restaurant in this place, but nothing really truly important. So I guess we could actually skip this area out. We just have a couple of people eating and talking about their lives. Making my way out, there is one more space left for me to actually check out. It's right here, the corner of this whole river, and we have 2 kids standing right here. If you have guessed it, yep, these are the 2 kids that we had to actually talk to complete the quest from the headmistress. Sure, I will go ahead and tell her about your location. This is the pathway that I was talking about. It's actually blocked, but I'll be able to access it through a cave, which I won't be exploring today. We also have a small dead end here as well, although I don't believe we have any tamers here. Let me talk to her. Alright, I won't disturb you for sure. It seems that we have nothing more to be done in this small area. I think it's time for me to go ahead and complete the quest by talking to the headmistress. Other than this, that is all on Brical Damar. I definitely want to go ahead and explore the Silaro River a bit more before I end out this episode. And I also make my way back to my home. I'm pretty sure I haven't really talked to my mom yet, so I definitely want to do that. I wonder if we do have any kind of special dialogues for just talking to her. Alright, making my way back. Now before we go for a swim, let me just make my way to this pier here. I believe we have a hidden sticker that I have to actually pick up. It should be around here somewhere. We also have a new side quest with Theodora here. She's actually looking for a particular boat that is supposed to be arriving, but apparently it did not. I also sadly forgot about the sticker. I might come back for it at a later stage. The next thing for me to do is go ahead and try to challenge as much as tamers possible right here on the river. I believe we have multiple routes that we can actually go through considering how wide this area is, and I might accidentally miss a couple of the tamers. So I will be exploring this route at least 2 to 3 times to make sure I completely find out all the tamers that are there. Alright, this tamer looks pretty tough, and she also helped me knock out her own TemTem, which was pretty funny. I think it's time for me to switch out her chick. I've baited enough electric type moves on it. I really think chain link actually works, but Ukama is definitely pretty tough. Either way, I thankfully have actually equipped Genki with Umbrella, which is a really helpful item that actually reduces the power of water type move that's being hit on it, at least by I believe 20%. Either way, that is our first tamer down. I believe we have another one that's swimming nearby. Let me go ahead and just... I forgot to buy more bombs, but that's alright. Right here I got another encounter, but it wasn't really the TemTem that I was looking for, so I skipped it. We also have a temporary outdoor temporium here, which is surprising. I also decided to go ahead and splurge a bit more, considering that I had wasted way too many revives in this episode, so just bought a couple more. We also have an item and a sticker in this area. There we go. I think it's time for me to go ahead and start using the scent. After all, even though this area is used, there are only a couple of TemTems that are left to catch. Meanwhile, I was just talking to all of the tamers in the house itself, and we really see the different kinds of I believe personalities that each of these NPCs have, and it really shows. It's so cool. Making my way outside. Like I mentioned before, I really don't have a goal for this episode, so I'm just gonna wander around. In this case, I decided to go ahead and go all the way to the south. There is a new town that you can only explore once you do get the surfboard. So it's actually a place that I definitely want to visit. In between this, it seems that we are actually getting way less encounters than before, even though I'm really not using a scent. There is a reason why I'm hugging the wall right here. That way I can actually go ahead and explore this part of the water before I go to the other one. Alright, seems that we are here in another small area where they're actually collecting salt. This is actually called sea salt, and it is a part of one of my side quests. I'll definitely be able to complete this one in the next episode when I make my way back to Arizona. That's where I believe the NPC is, or maybe she is on the gifted bridge. Either way, it's much closer to that region. Here we have our next tamer with only one TemTem, which is surprising. Although the TemTem is at level 25, which is the highest I've seen till now. Let me see if I'm able to do pretty good damage. Almost took it down with one hit. There we go. That is better. It also seems that we are learning a new move for her chick, which I'll definitely go ahead and try to teach it. There we go. I also believe that I'm quite close to where I'm supposed to be. This is actually the town that I was really talking about. I think all I have to do is go a bit more south. There we go. Seems that we are at someone's house, which is surprising. But of course, the one good thing about this is that the patch of grass that is right next to this house only contains cypads. So if you want to catch a very particular cypad with a competitive stats, I would definitely say come to this area and just go through it. Cypads also give you +3 for your TV and the stats for your TemTems. So if you want to go ahead and increase the HP stat for your TemTem, this is the area to come to actually train up. Before I do anything else, we have Minos here who wants us to actually help his kids get better education, which actually should be his job and not ours. But of course, since we are really nice, we accept his offer. The quest that he starts is actually one of the biggest side quests we have in this game, and it does give you some really good items. I would recommend you go ahead and get this quest started as soon as possible. It's also one of those quests that you'll be only able to complete once you have gone through multiple regions. So it is gonna be one of those long time quests right next to the main quest. At this point, I actually decided to go ahead and end out this episode right here. I mean, we have come back to our home after exploring this whole region, which is pretty cool. Also, look at this cool TemTem. It's like a huge dinosaur, right? As I will be talking to my mom in the background here, I just want to say this game is super cool. Hope you all go ahead and try playing it out as well. If you really like my episodes, go ahead and put me a like. And if you haven't yet, please consider subscribing to my channel as it does help me a lot. If you'd like to support me more on Patreon, check out the links in my description. And I'll see you all in the next one.